I'm Sarah from Off-Grid New Zealand, and today I thought I'd show you how I make my kombucha. So I'm just going to see if the batch that I've made is ready. Oh my gosh, that is so fizzy. It's really, really, really good for your guts, and there's a whole load of reasons why, and I can't ever remember what they are. So just Google it and you'll find out why it's good. But we drink it and it's really lovely. So I thought I'd show you how I do mine. Let's get started. The first thing I do is boil my kettle, and then I grab 7 tea bags, because this is how many I'm going to use for 4 litres of water. 7 tea bags, and usually I make sure that they're organic. You can use any kind of black tea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can use any type of black tea, and you can also use green tea. Green tea with jasmine is really nice, but I haven't got any of that right now. And then you're going to pour this into here, and this is just like the biggest container I've got. And this kettle holds 4 litres, so that's really handy as well. And you can do it with loose leaf tea. Just put the equivalent of 7 tea bags, so maybe 7 teaspoons, in a muslin bag, and then just let it rest in there. So I'm going to leave that now for about 15 minutes to brew. And whilst I'm waiting for that, I'm going to decant the kombucha that's ready. So inside here is the scoby. I'll show you that in a minute. And what I'm going to do is pour the kombucha off into a 2 litre jug. I do it kind of in 2 stages. Can you see how fizzy this is? It's amazing. And then I just decant it into here. Brilliant. Now I'm going to get the second bottle. Now I'm not going to pour all of this off, because I want to leave some of the kombucha. So the scoby just fell in, but that's okay. I'm going to leave some of the kombucha in there because it acts as a kind of starter for the next batch. This is so good. Cool. Yeah, I think we'll just leave the rest in here to start off the next batch that we make. So those lids really tightly. Now you can put them in the fridge, or you can leave them out of the fridge. I sometimes lose the fizz in it, and I'm not sure why. Maybe somebody wants to advise me about that in the comments. That would be awesome. So the one I leave out on the countertop tends to stay more fizzy than the one that I put in the fridge. The tea bags have been in there for around 15 minutes, so that's as brewed as I need and want it to be. And so I'm just going to fish the tea bags out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I think I just put 6 in, so that's it. Put these in the compost. Next I'm going to measure out 320 grams of sugar that I'm then going to add to this hot tea liquid. And I'm just going to pour it into that hot tea. I've taken the bags out, remember. I'm just going to stir this till it's dissolved. Cool, and I'm just going to leave that now till it cools down enough for me to pour into the big jar with the scoby. Okay, this sweet tea mixture has cooled down enough. It's around about body temperature. So it's going to be ready now to pour into here. That solution over there can't be too hot, otherwise it kills the scoby. So it stops all of that amazing, whatever the bloody hell these things do to make. And here it is. It's huge. And every time you do a batch, every time you brew a batch, it creates babies. So this is called the mother, and all of these underneath are called the babies. And they're quite slimy and a bit weird, but you get used to it. And it's quite amazing. So you can do all sorts of things with these. I'm just composting mine at the moment. I'll keep a couple there. I like a bit of a good slab to put back in. Other people dry it and make kind of jerky with it, scoby jerky. A friend of mine gives it to her baby to chew on, and animals love it. And remember, we've got some of the original brew still in here. And I'm going to pour this in. So that's the new liquid with a little bit of the old mixed in, and I'm just going to pop the scoby or the mother back on top, and she generally floats on the top. Sometimes the scoby sinks or kind of is like across the liquid. It really doesn't matter, it's going to still carry on fermenting. And it's the sugar in the tea that with the scoby has the kind of fermenting magic action, which is so good for your guts. So this is just a piece of cotton over here with an elastic band around, because it is quite sweet, so the fruit flies will want to get in if you don't protect it. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to pop this back over here onto the side. You could put it in a cupboard, whatever works for you, as long as it's out of direct sunlight, which it is for me over here. And that'll sit there for between, I don't know, it's like happening in about 4 days at the moment for us, because we have the wood stove on, so it's quite warm. But yeah, just take some off after a couple of days and just see where it's at. If it's really, really sweet and you can still taste the tea, it means it's not ready. And the longer you leave it, the more sour it becomes, the more vinegary it comes. Actually, that's kind of getting better and better for you, the more vinegary you can bear it. But yeah, there's just at some point that you're going to like what you're tasting, and it becomes really fizzy. And so it's up to you where you want to kind of interrupt that process and just take it off and then get your next batch going. But that's how we make kombucha, and good luck. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you. If there's anything that I haven't explained quite right, let me know, and I'm really happy to answer any questions. Subscribe if you haven't already. There's a video just about once a week with something else that we're getting up to here at Off Grid New Zealand. See you next time. Bye.